Today I have a Nissan Murano that is a little different than any vehicle I've detailed before, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But first, a little about the vehicle itself. As you can see from these before shots, the front of the vehicle is awfully dirty, and it has what looks like makeup splatter in places on the steering wheel. But where it gets really disgusting is in the back. The owner's small children have used this vehicle as an eat-in restaurant, and the night shift cleanup crew must be on strike. It's going to take every piece of equipment I have in my arsenal to bring it back to like new condition. Some people point out removing seats isn't really necessary nowadays, but these shots show why I still try to. You can see that the heating vent attachment wasn't connected under the passenger seat, so the hot or cold air put out by the engine wasn't making it to the kids in the back. I'll make sure to pop that back into place. As I get into the cleanup, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Each of these helps every content creator in a huge way to help clean up the one piece of filth that I haven't been able to polish up yet, that dreaded YouTube algorithm. Now, the process of removing all the disgusting smashed in Pop-Tarts and candies that are in every square inch of this vehicle was like following Alice down the rabbit hole. Every time I moved the seat to get at some leftover food, I discovered another spot where food had been stored. You may also notice that rear seat on the passenger side was far dirtier than the driver's side. That was because I had removed the car seat on that side, and it seemed to be ground zero as the food source. I actually took the fabric covering that car seat and put it in my washing machine, as I'm not going to be putting a filthy car seat back onto the freshly cleaned seats. As I said earlier, this vehicle was different than my others in that I wasn't contacted by the owner to set up the detail. The parents of the owner are actually the ones that reached out to me. So this is my first ever Christmas gift detail. At this point now, after I get it vacuumed, I'm going to reattach that floor vent to make sure the heating and cooling reaches the back seats properly. The carpet in this Nissan was a welcome relief after dealing with that horrible fabric from the Subaru in my last video. The dirt and stains really came out easily using the various tools I have available. One of the tools that proved invaluable in this detail was my McCulloch steamer. I used it on these floor mats to remove some gum and candies that the pressure washer just had no effect on. The steamer was able to make quick work of them. I also have some close-up footage of the steamer in action on some stuck-on candies in the interior. This driver's well is typical of a Minnesota vehicle. The white stains you see on the carpet are from salt that we use in winter around here to melt snow and ice. Now the salt does its job very well, but that salt dissolves into the water from the melted snow and ice and is tracked into vehicles across the state. That water runs down into the carpet. The water evaporates, leaving behind salt. This process happens again and again, and soon you're left with a crusty carpet that is basically a salt block. I use my Chemical Guys lightning fast stain extractor and Bissell to dissolve away as much of this salt as I can. I have to repeat this process numerous times to get as much salt out as possible. As promised earlier, this is a close-up of the steamer proving its value by melting away a skittle that had attached itself to the fabric. The steam melts the candy away, and the Bissell pulls out the residue like nothing was ever there. This rear passenger floor well was the toughest part of the carpet to clean. Food, dirt, and candy had accumulated over time and just been smashed into the carpet. You could see the outline of where the floor mat had done a good job of protecting the carpet, but this Nissan would be a perfect candidate for some WeatherTech floor mats. Disclaimer, not a sponsor, but that would be welcome if a WeatherTech rep is watching. This is another time where my steamer is such an important tool to have. I'm not sure I could have gotten this part of the carpet as clean as I did without it. I've linked this steamer in the description below along with all of the other items used if you're interested in purchasing them. They won't cost you anything more to buy through those links, but the channel will receive a small commission that will help me support my teenage daughter's shoe addiction. Another important tool in this detail is my shop vac. I had to use it after the steamer in this floor well because there was so much food that I was able to dislodge it would have clogged up the Bissell. The shop vac sucked up the larger particles, and then I brought in the extractor to clean up the rest. In addition to fixing that floor vent, another reason I like to remove the seats is that there are always spills that seem to find their way underneath them. These spills we can't usually blame on the children. It's the adult sitting in the front that spills something down the center console. This stain looks to be something like coffee or hot chocolate. I sprayed the seats with CarPro Inside Cleaner and used my DeWalt drill with a drill brush attachment. Then I use my steamer very lightly to loosen up the oils and grime. Then I'll wipe everything down with a microfiber towel. I've had some people message me asking where I get my towels, as I don't have them linked below. I actually just buy mine at Costco. They're good quality towels at a very reasonable price. Now we return to ground zero. This seat was a real pain to clean. The CarPro Inside drill brush and steamer loosened up quite a bit of the food particles, but a lot of it had worked its way down into the small holes in the vinyl. So instead of wiping it down on my second pass, I actually pull out the shop vac again to suck the small particles out. It worked really well and I got out as much as possible. This steering wheel might have been my most disappointing part of the car. As I cleaned it, I noticed the spots on it were just not coming out. I tried a few different tools to get them removed, but it looked like makeup, and no matter what I tried, I just couldn't get it removed. It's like the makeup permanently stained the vinyl. With all of the trim properly cleaned, it's time to restore it and give it some UV protection. My product of choice, as always, is 303 Aerospace Protectant. It's an easy product to use as you just spray it on a microfiber applicator and wipe down all of your surfaces. Just watch how it restores and protects your plastic and vinyl. Such a simple step, but one that many daily drivers neglect. This vehicle was a nightmare when I pulled it into the shop, but using all the tools at my disposal, I was able to return it to an almost new condition. Don't forget to comment below, pound the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you're notified when I release my next videos. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, keep it clean.